What's up, guys? Father Green here with some answers to your Christian questions. Huge show today. Going to get into a bunch of Christian question clips, some rabbi clips, courtesy, see through it all. We got some updates, mainstream media attacking Candace Owens and all of the right by proxy, by extension. We have Trump bombing Iran news. And a bunch of other stuff. Going to be a huge show. Only made possible thanks to you guys and your support. Powerchat.live/no more news. Pinned to the top of the comments on Rumble and Odysee, where we're streaming. Also on BitChute and on X. Share the links. Give it a like. I'll get that turned on in just a second after the first clip. Father Greenius with all of your Christian question answers. I'm going to be over with my buddy Neil on Gnostic Informant's YouTube channel today at 7 p.m. Eastern, debating possibly my new book, my new Amazon best-selling book, The Jesus Deception. Shout out to everybody that picked one up. So let's start with Vance claims, we knew this was coming, saying they have evidence that Iran is trying to rebuild their nuclear weapons. I thought the 12-day war was over. I thought Trump destroyed them in one fell swoop, took out all of their nuclear capabilities. No, we knew that was bullshit. We knew that they would say that there was still more and they moved them. And of course,
a nuclear weapon but the principle is very simple. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. If they try to rebuild a nuclear weapon, that causes problems for us. And in fact, we've seen evidence that they have tried to do exactly that. So the president sending those negotiators to try to address that problem, as the president has said repeatedly, he wants to address that problem diplomatically, but of course the president has other options as well. On what we need to see from government, the principle is very simple.
Okay, and we got a crazy clip with Huckabee and the Jews saying they're thrilled and excited Israel's about to attack Iran. There's negotiations happening in Geneva. U.S. demands Iran destroy its 3 main nuclear sites. I thought we already did that. B-2 bombers, mission complete, mission successful. And permanently deliver its remaining enriched uranium to the U.S. during nuclear talks in Geneva. And I saw an update that they rejected these terms. Rabbi tells Ambassador Huckabee he's excited about the attack on Iran. Let's look at this one. Courtesy InfoLib News.
We spent 2 days here now, and almost everyone we've met with across the spectrum within the Jewish community, that's where we've been meeting, none of them have expressed any fear about going into bomb shelters or ballistic missiles from Iran. Every one of them, universally, has said to us,
yeah, right.
You must be excited to be here. You're going to have a front row seat to the miracles that are...
They're like, Yahweh, Hashem will protect us. We don't need the Iron Dome. We need Yahweh's dome. Really, it's all of our ships over there, our carrier, strike fleets that are going to be shooting down any retaliation from Iran.
About to happen. Yeah. And you speak about the resilience of the Israeli people and what they've been through for 2 years. They're not in fear. At least those who we've met with across the spectrum have all expressed this faith and almost, I don't want to describe excitement, but they've had a front row seat to miracles for 2 years, and they feel like they're about to see the next chapter of it. And they ask you, aren't you excited to be here for it? You must feel so grateful. You're going to see the redemption.
The redemption! Oh, Gog and Magog! War with Iran and Edom, the redemption. They're excited for war. There it is.
Before you is
the rise in anti-Semitism. It's redemption. The fall of Edom. It was written. Always. These prophecies are how they control us.
Front row seat to miracles for 2 years, and they feel like they're about to see the next chapter of it. And they ask you, aren't you excited to be here for it? You must feel so grateful. You're going to see the redemption come before you. Is that your experience too with the way that Israelis are?
See, they see war, Gog and Magog, all the world turning against Israel, the rise in anti-Semitism. They see it all as part of their redemption, the birth pangs before their Moshiach.
We're approaching this potential of having to be in bomb. Even as we sit here right now, you know, we don't. I'm sure you would have canceled if there were greater concern. That gives us...
Yeah, why are the hats getting bigger? They're looking a little uncircumcised with these big old hats. He's like, I've got a bit of a bald spot I want to cover up. The small hat didn't cover enough of his crown balding.
A little comfort in the moment, at least. But in this country, you have...
Dude, these sickos are excited, quote unquote, excited for nuclear war because it means the redemption and their messianic age is coming. This is a existential threat to humanity.
This prophecy is how they enslave us.
Life and death, chaos across the earth threat these prophecies, which is why chapter 2 of my book is called The Prophecy. Chapter 1, deception. Chapter 2, prophecy. The prophecy deception. The prophecy agenda. Oh, they don't have any power. It's just kooky prophecies. Is that why he's sitting down here with the ambassador to Israel, talking about their redemption?
To know your whereabouts all the time. Where's the closest shelter? When might a siren go off? Is that part of the consciousness, your experience, even as you're approaching these coming hours or days or whatever might happen next?
It's always amazing to me that Israelis don't have this fear of what could happen. They don't curl up in a fetal position and crawl up under their bed and refuse to get out and go anywhere.
Fetal, was that fetal position or fetal condition, like Candace said yesterday on the show? Oh, and just wait till we get to the Candace clip. Candace is the dumbest person I've ever seen. Wait till you see how stupid she is in this new clip.
They live their lives. They live it to the fullest. I was here September of 24. I was here to tape some television footage.
Fetal condition.
Show. And I was having lunch in Tel Aviv with a friend of mine, and all of a sudden the siren goes off, and the Iron Dome intercepts a rocket from Gaza right above our heads. You can hear it and see it. Everybody goes to the shelter. I was amazed. Nobody was rushing. Nobody was pushing or shoving, but everyone methodically, no one ignored it, but everyone went down, got in the shelter, which was in the basement of the restaurant, stood there, chatted. When the all clear came, everybody just methodically got up and went back and finished their now cold lunch. And it was almost, and I was just thinking, had this happened in America? I mean, people would have been screaming and yelling and, calling, I don't think I'm going to make it. And all of these moments, it would have been...
Dude, why is he always degrading America? He's always just like pandering and glazing Jews that they're so much better than America, more moral than America. Their lives are more valuable when they get attacked than American lives. Oh, Americans would just be panicking, dumb goyim, but you guys are just praying and so calm and cool.
Totally different. It is amazing to see, again, that goes to the resilience of the people here. I won't say that I'm excited about the whole process. I told the president when I was back with...
What? You're not excited for Gog and Magog, bro?
I said, Mr. President, I hope that some peace agreement can be made. I'm not optimistic that it can or will, but I would love to see that happen simply because you're going to be 6,000 miles from this and I'll be in the bullseye. So Abraham Lincoln once said when he was run out of town on a rail, if it weren't for the honor of it, I'd just soon pass. And I think to a large degree, it's not something I would welcome, look forward to, but if it happens, we're here for the duration.
Wow. He realized how bad optics it was to claim you're excited for war like these rabbis are. They just can't contain their glee, though, of course. Okay, so looks like that's about to happen. Unless nothing ever happens. All right, we got the Power Chat turned on live now. Let's hear what you guys have to say. We smashed the goal yesterday. I think we hit it the day before, too. So we're on a roll. Let's go. Royal Flush, Monday through Friday. Let's hit it. Okay, here's the newest from Candace. She's so stupid. Oh, here we go. Thunderstorm. Speaking of thunderstorms.
Sent $5 on Rumble. Digoyim, follow that book we gave you.
Speaking of thunderstorms, wait till you see this Candace clip. Thank you, Jack the Cripper.
I purchased your book a few seconds ago. In a time of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. We must expose this deception to save our race. Thank you for what you do, Adam.
It's bigger than our race. That is true, but it's also the world. Saving the world. Lots of other people are brainwashed by this Jewish Jesus deception as well. All right, here we go. Think bigger. Think bigger. Candace is so dumb, she doesn't know that thunder is the noise that lightning strikes make. Her and her manager. And what else is dumber is that she's so dumb that she's going to talk about this embarrassing detail, how stupid she is on a podcast.
Person who didn't know this. Okay, I have to tell you guys something before we get into comments, because I need to know that I'm not the only person who didn't know this. Okay, I didn't know this, but also Savannah didn't know this, so at least two of us didn't know this. I was on a walk with my husband, and it was thundering, I think, and I was like, oh, no big deal, we can keep walking because there's no lightning. And he was like, what do you mean by that? And I said, like, it's just thunder. Lightning is the problem. And then my husband was like, you know that it can't thunder without lightning, right? That thunder is the sound of lightning. My mind was completely blown. I promise you, in my 35 years of living, I had never heard that. And I just need to know in the live chat right now if this is just a girl thing, because me and Savannah didn't know this, or is this literally just me and Savannah are the only people in the entire world that didn't know this? Or are you shaken to your core as I was yesterday and as Savannah was this morning, learning that thunder is the sound of lightning? I don't know, guys. I have to just kind of share with you random tidbits of my life. Okay, I have to tell you guys.
Random retard moments. Wow. Imagine still standing for Candace. Imagine thinking Candace, if she doesn't even know where lightning or thunder comes from lightning, how can we trust her to investigate the Jews or be a detective and unravel and crack the case of Charlie's secret wife killer? You got to be kidding me. Come on. She's so stupid. Who is still on the Candace train? We played yesterday all the words she can't pronounce. I thought this was the cause of thunder. Didn't you guys? Hey, who in the chat? Is it a girl thing, or did anybody in the chat not know that thunder comes from lightning? I thought it was from Thor. That's my understanding. That's my belief. Wow. Couldn't make it up. It's like a wise Candace once said, truth is stranger in fiction.
9 cent $5 on Rumble. I never kept it a secret that I'm the sound lighting.
Yeah. Is this a girl thing? Tell me honestly, anybody in the chat, be honest. Did anybody think the same way as Candace? Dude, who's still taking this girl seriously? We can't have her be the face and the voice in leading the charge against the Jews when she's a flat earther, can't pronounce tons of words, calling everybody the frankest.
$5 on Rumble.
Yeah, it is Thor's Day.
Speaking of Thor, happy Thor's Day, Adam.
Yes, happy Thor's Day. Bless you, Thor. Bless you for the thunder and the lightning. I mean, she's never been close enough to see lightning strike. When it's close, it sounds like the thunder comes right when it strikes. And you hear, because light travels faster than sound, so you see the lightning strike, and then you count 1, 2, 3, and that's how many miles away it is when you can hear the thunder. How could she be this stupid? All the girls in the chat said yes. What did she think the thunder was?
Zorn Dare Edom sent $5. She probably figured thunder is Sky Daddy. What? Hey.
Yeah, Sky Daddy. It's from Zeus. I mean, have you never seen like an electrical charge? Makes a little noise. When you get shocked, you touch a doorknob and it shocks. You can see the little mini lightning strike and it makes a pop. Come on. Yeah, what did she think it was? It's Yahweh bowling. Is that what it was? First grade level stuff. Wakanda science. This is the girl that's saying the Book of Enoch is our real history that needs to be taught to kids in school.
I knew thunder is from lighting.
See, even Green Pill knew. Dude, is it a girl thing? Is it a black thing? Is it a Christ brain thing? Or is it just a Candace thing? How can you explain this? Do I have to go do a man on the street and go interview people and say, hey, where does the noise of thunder come from? It's the Frankists, it's the Khazarians, it's the pagan gypsies. It's the fallen angels. Oh my God. Unbelievable. It's not a troll. All right, now here's mainstream media now using Candace to attack the right and make the right look like a bunch of insane lunatics. She's so evil and cringe and stupid. If it makes me have sympathy for Erica Kirk, if it makes me, it's forcing me to see Ben be on the side of Ben Shapiro calling Candace a retard. They can't figure out where the chirping comes from. Yeah. If it's so bad that it's making me side with Ben Shapiro against Candace Owens, imagine what it's doing to the masses.
Structures within the MAGA coalition are on full display, with right-wing influencer Candace Owens at the center of it. Owens is facing major backlash over her new online series.
Yeah, she's proudly retarded. Why would she even mention that on air?
$5, oh my God, just tuned in and my genius.
Do it, cut off. Hail Yahweh.
Already going off. Hail Yahweh.
Yeah, dude, she's right on the level. She's on that genius Kanye level.
Wilhelm Mate sent $5 on Rumble. I'm aware I may be not the sharpest spoon in the drawer. I didn't know Candace is thinking there's a competition on the title. Smirking face emoji.
You know what it reminds me of? One of my friends, I'll never forget this. One of my best friends told me that he thought his proof for God was that he created the earth with an atmosphere that protected us from shooting stars, which he thought were actual stars coming into our planet. He's like, yeah, when like a big star, like the sun, when other suns crash into our planet, God created an atmosphere to protect us. And I'm like, you think shooting stars are actual stars and not just meteorites, meteors, rock? That's equivalent to this. Irish Catholic, by the way. My friend that said that. Of course, she believes in flat earth, too, and denies dinosaurs, all the kookiest shit.
Structures within the MAGA coalition are on full display, with right-wing influencer Candace Owens at the center of it. Owens is facing major
he would at least know that thunder comes from lightning, though.
Backlash over her new online series. It's about Turning Point USA CEO Erica Kirk, the wife of late conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
Nobody knows why she's out there in a glittering pantsuit in a recreated tent that her husband tragically was murdered in, throwing merch out.
Everyone believes differently, so if someone's acting weird, don't read into that.
And there she was on set with me now, senior reporter Brandy Zadrozny. I remember when you were doing those live shots. But listen, Owens launches this one day after Erica Kirk was at the State of the Union. She was the president's guest, so I wonder what the reaction's been like.
You know, there are two. MAGA is no longer a cohesive political movement anymore. And there are, I like to think of them as the far right and the far out. And so you have this large collection of really far out people who traffic in conspiracy theories, who believe in sort of nothing, who, think that the Epstein files is now proof point of what.
So now people associate Candace with being anti-Zionist and having beefs with all these influential Zionists. And now they associate being anti-Zionist with being a crazy kook like Candace. Exactly like I've been saying from day one. We need to go find the first video of me covering Candace as soon as she started her new anti-Zionist arc, and I fucking called this. Called it. No, she's not doing more good than harm. No, she is harming. She's making people retarded. She's making people have sympathy for Jews. She's discrediting legitimate criticisms. She's getting people distracted, chasing ghosts like Khazarians.
People like Alex Jones have been saying forever that there's really a secret Jewish cabal of millionaires, controlling everything, and just sort of live in this
If only Jones was saying that always.
Candace Owens is the queen bee of this land right now. And, it almost seems like,
embarrassing.
Pay attention to what, a YouTuber Candace Owens says, but she really does.
And she's been made the queen bee. She didn't earn her position. She was groomed. She was boosted by Jewish groups. Daily Wire, Dennis Prager, Alex Jones, TPUSA, all these kosher Zionist Christian groups made her famous. YouTube still allows her on YouTube, but a lot of people are speculating that her stream yesterday was botted because the live chat was moving dead slow and nobody was even commenting on what she was saying. It was just like emojis and like go Max and shit. Dude, all these people standing and simping for her too, like Ian Carroll and Jimmy Dore and Stu Peters and Lionel and Owen Benjamin. You should be fucking embarrassed. You should be discredited and nobody should ever listen to anything you say again.
Have the attention and the imagination of a large wing of the MAGA movement. And what she's saying about Erica Kirk is really disgusting. It's all of these innuendos and suggestions that she said the other day that Erica Kirk should be dragged in front, dragged to the...
She's literally got nothing. She's been wrong. How many times does she have to be wrong? She's wrong about the email to Netanyahu, got exposed. She's wrong about the retreat in the Hamptons, that got exposed as a flop. She was wrong about the Egyptian planes. She's wrong about the shooter Spider-Manning up the ceiling. She's wrong about the vehicle, the guy using the word vehicle in the text message. She's wrong about Mitch Snow and the secret meeting at the Arizona base. She's been wrong about everything. She has no good evidence, and they're still dragging this along, and RT's boosting it, and Dugan's boosting it, and all these kosher conspiracy disinfo operatives are boosting it, and it's leading everybody right off a cliff. It's being boosted to hell, botted to hell, astroturfed to hell, allowed to flourish by the big tech algorithms. Come on. Don't give me a mud Dugan. Dugan and RT have been boosting all of this. Dugan's been shilling Candace and all of her kooky shit.
Police station. And so, no matter in all
run cover for it a little more.
We can say, I may not have agreed with Charlie Kirk's politics, but he shouldn't have been murdered. And questions that she said the other day that Erica Kirk should be dragged in front, dragged to the police station. And so,
sent $10 on Rumble. Got the book. Should be able to get it started this weekend. Keep my 25-pound Mjolnir dumbbell in the guardhouse at work for daily work. Would recommend for anyone with office jobs.
Dumbbell? What is that? You have like a Thor's hammer dumbbell or just a regular dumbbell? What kind of Viking dumbbell are you talking about?
Garrett sent $5. My sister.
Yo, thank you, Garrett.
If RuPaul was the same as RuPaul, reminiscent of Candace.
That's understandable.
No matter your politics, I think that, again, the shared sense...
Yeah, is she... I don't know that she's controlled op. I'm not claiming that. I'm not claiming people are handing her talking points and she's some super high-level spy and actress. I think she's just a retard being weaponized. They figured out how to weaponize and prop up the retard. Simple as that. And all the wine moms and the Q moms and the Christian moms eat it up. They love the goy slop.
Of reality is also a shared sense of empathy. We can all see Erica Kirk and we can say, I may not have agreed with Charlie Kirk's politics, but he shouldn't have been murdered. And his wife certainly shouldn't be harassed now by these crazy right wingers.
And his kid shouldn't have been left without a father. So let me ask you about...
Like, we should have used this opportunity to crack down on psycho leftists and trans agenda and communist groups. Instead, they got everybody schizo running around blaming the wife with the craziest shit too, the flimsiest, craziest shit.
Whether this is...
We're going to get into some of her stupid claims here in a second.
Of a larger rift that's growing between MAGA, as you call them, the far right, and those far out folks.
It definitely is. It's really difficult.
The husband of her children, her hotshot multimillionaire celebrity on track to possibly be president husband, and you think she's happy he died because she wants to sell hats. Give me a fucking break.
Some important things like text questioning is real. What is that type of truth that gets thrown out thanks to the...
Hold on. I didn't cut that out. It dropped early. What did that say? Shit. What did you say?
Right now, for a lot of the people in MAGA land who were really the intellectual, giants within MAGA land, like Charlie Kirk, people like Ben Shapiro, who are...
if Charlie was up in heaven right now looking down, He would be a ghost haunting
Sent $5.
haunting her.
Hey Adam, I believe I heard that Candace was a failed actor who then was picked up by Preguru. Wouldn't surprise me if they transferred her to this stuff.
It's clearly stupid, though. She's not smart enough. She's not a genius pretending to be stupid. I don't believe it. Yeah, she was in that, like, Israeli-owned modeling agency thing that Lauren Boebert also was in, coincidentally pushing the jerky bullshit and making right-wingers look retarded also. That Israeli-connected modeling agency. Candace was in that. She was in, like, rap videos and stuff. But I'm not going with genius actress theory. I think it's just weaponized, propped up retard theory. But I do find it disgusting and abhorrent, the fact all these loons, flat earth loons, attacking a grieving widow. By the way, you're all pretending to be Christians doing this. Exodus 22 says, a divine command requiring the protection of vulnerable individuals. You shall not mistreat any widow or fatherless child. Going after a widow after her husband got publicly assassinated.
Now having to
lowest of the low.
Charlie Kirk hired Candace Owens. Ben Shapiro hired Candace Owens for the Daily Wire. These are people who have elevated her to where she is. A lot of MAGA has grown on the backs of conspiracy theories. Think about, the election loss. Think about Pizzagate and all WikiLeaks emails. Stuff like that really was the engine for a lot of the conspiracy theories that drove the MAGA movement. And now,
so the little fringe E-Crusader, Anon, bot army, third worldist idiots online in their kooky little echo chambers are just made an example of. All the normies, all the voters, all of the regular people out in the world that are watching Fox News and MSNBC and all the cable news channels. They all see this and they just think, oh, those crazy, kooky. If you think Jews have a lot of power, you're probably like Candace Owens or Alex Jones and believe that they're eating babies and that the earth is flat.
certain people in the MAGA movement are saying, whoa, whoa, whoa. Not those. This is off limits. Unfortunately, when you open a box like that, it's really hard to put it back inside.
Pandora's. Okay. Brandy Zadrozny, thank you so much.
Anonymous
and that's going to do it for us this hour.
Kasparian becoming a Nazi.
Is that the tweet she said saying something about Goyim? Okay, here's some of Candace's just bone-shattering evidence. She's so obnoxious to listen to too. Like she thinks she's like a little investigator. That vibes. That doesn't feel right. A little suspicious, allegedly. Like it's so annoying.
We are told that following that tragic ending, Erica could not even or didn't want to move any of his items out of their place in their bedroom, bathroom. That's what she told the New York Times a few days later when she welcomed them into that apartment, the one that you're seeing there. Well, then fast forward to December 12th, and as a part of her Shabbat Shalom PR blitz, she conducted her very first interview from Charlie's home office. She gave that interview to Glenn Beck. And during that interview, she was playing the part, as you are about to see, of this is my first time back in his office. And she keeps looking down and she says, sorry, I'm looking down. I'm just looking at all of these things that Charlie left over on his desk. The obvious insinuation to the public being that she had not yet traversed into that space. She had
Candace Owens murder mystery.
She had not seen the last things that he wrote on the notepad. And yet, curiously, that wedding photo is missing. We are told that that tragic ending, Erica could not even or didn't want to move any of his items out of their place in their bedroom, bathroom. That's what she told the New York Times a few days later when she welcomed them into that apartment, the one that you're seeing there.
Turning Point spokesperson said Erica moved it to a lower shelf where her daughter asked to see it so she could hold and look at the photo. Just lower down on the shelf. Her daughter can look at it whenever she's in there with her mom. There's a photo that's moved, and you cite that. That's your proof that she killed her husband? Nancy Drew. Real Nancy Drew shit. You're right.
Forward to December 12th, and as a part of her Shabbat Shalom PR blitz, she conducted her very first interview from Charlie's home office. She gave that interview to Glenn Beck. And during that interview, she was playing the part, as you are about to see, of "this is my first time back." Photo is missing.
Missing.
We are
The way she says that, all slow and dramatic, to try to make it seem like something more than it was. Dude. All right, now here's another one. Remember, we played the clip yesterday where she was like, the kid woke up at 3 a.m, so they must have had a fight. And kids don't wake up. That's suspicious. That doesn't feel right. This is insanity.
You should question anything. Charlie thought she was great, and Erica was Charlie's husband. Erica's husband was gone. It's Erica and Charlie. Erica, she even intentionally used phrases like "my Charlie" in her initial speech, which was written in large part by Blake Neff, by the way, I'm told. Plus, in subsequent fundraising letters and emails, they wanted the public to know that it was, quote unquote, "my Charlie," to remind them over and over again, that's her husband, that's her husband. The intention was to lay, of course, the emotional groundwork.
Oh my God. Oh my God. She said "my Charlie" to remind everybody that it's her husband. What is she trying to say? That she's not really his husband? He wasn't really her husband? Because she's called him "my Charlie"?
The intention was to lay, of course, the emotional groundwork for the sudden transfer of power. The idea being, she's actually half of Charlie, so nobody should question anything. Charlie thought she was great, and you should think she's
Yeah. Oh, dude, they totally just put her in charge because she said "my Charlie" in one of her speeches.
Nobody
walk the jerky over to Charlie.
Question whether or not she's qualified to be the CEO and chairman. What's my point I'm making? No, Erica is not the person that moved that picture. In fact, it would be much more likely that Stacey Sheridan would have added that picture to the background. They would have said, okay, we're in his office. What are we going to do? Oh, let's put up some stuff behind to remind people that this is her Charlie and how happy they were and how in love they were.
Oh my gosh.
That really only leaves us with one other option. And that option would be that Charlie himself moved the frame.
Oh my God. Sick Hoppers wants to say why I'm obsessed with Candace. Because it's the biggest thing everybody is talking about. She's the biggest voice. They're calling her the MAGA queen. She's leading the charge. Most engagement, most views, biggest platforms talking about Jews. It's like saying, oh, why talk about Alex Jones? Why talk about Joe Rogan? Why talk about Why talk about anybody? You don't want to watch? Get the fuck out of here. You must be being paid. Is that an argument about how she's retarded and has no evidence? Your point is, who gives a shit? If you don't want to watch, then don't. Sorry. We only have 2 more clips about it, and then we're moving on. So bear with us. Yeah, why are you talking about Jesus? Good one.
I could be wrong that there.
Why do you even say anything? Why do you talk about anyone?
What happened the night before, and she's kind of cagey in answering it.
Also, it's damaging. It's a threat. It's damaging. It's Judas Goats. It's hilarious.
She's giving us more.
You want me to move on from Candace? Somebody donate $50. You could pay me to not cover Candace. How about that? We want to talk about being paid. That's the stupidest thing. You're paid. You're paid to talk about Jesus. You're paid to talk about Chabad. You're paid to say that Epstein didn't have a ball bank account. Shut the fuck up. You're right. Cortisol. And scene. It's all an act, dude. I don't even really believe any of this, bro. It's all fake. It's just all a script. I'm just reading off a teleprompter, bro. There's a Mossad guy right there telling me everything to say, dude. Nothing's even real.
About how Gigi sleeps and moves in bed than she is about what Charlie was doing, other than getting a snack. I feel, and I could be wrong, there was a knock 'em dead argument that happened.
Oh, she thinks there was an argument.
It's what makes logical sense to me about what I don't know.
Thank you, Rochelle.
Because they have not been honest in their portrayal about what the relationship was. And I will leave it at that. This idea of this amazing godly relationship with that is not accurate, and it would not have been relevant if Erica had kept it or Erica's unable to account for what happened the night before, and she's kind of...
See, that's the bullshit about him, that her just completely fabricating some fight they had the night before. Because, if it wasn't for the middle of the night fight when the baby woke up, because babies never wake up because they're sleep trained, right? That's what the stupid shit she was saying. Right after that fight, the next morning she was right on the plane to the military base working with Mossad to set up the hit. Knock 'em dead arguments. Let's hear this one.
Or Erica's unable to account for what happened the night before, and she's kind of cagey in answering, and she's giving us more about how Gigi sleeps and moves in bed than she is about what Charlie was doing, other than getting a snack. I feel, and I could be wrong, that
we just saw that one.
Knock 'em dead argument that happened.
Dude, her faces when she says that. Let's hear about Walsh talking about it.
To a grand jury, or the innuendos about Erica may be compelling fodder for YouTube videos. They would not be compelling to a grand...
Yeah, good. Thank you. Why are you covering Candace? It's not like they use her as the icon of anti-Semitism to discredit everyone else. Exactly. What? Hey, guy complaining if you didn't run off pissed already. What do you want me to cover? Tell me what you want me to cover instead. Since it's your show, right?
The innuendos about Erica may be compelling fodder for YouTube videos. They would not be compelling to a grand jury or a prosecutor or a judge. If you took everything that's been said about Erica or implied,
they'd be laughed out of there,
and tried to present it as evidence in a court of law, you would be laughed out of the room. There's no...
Yeah, like Steph Owen Benjamin saying like, "Oh, did you see the face she made?" Everybody's sharing the clip of her at the State of the Union, and they're like, "Oh, she's so acting. Oh, you believe her? You believe that crisis actor? Oh, look at her face. Look at her body language." Go take that to a court. Yeah, let's see where this is going to go, how this theory is going to age 10 years from now. Real Base Talk says Adam has not looked into any of this. I love how I cover all of it, and then you guys cope and say that I haven't looked into it. And then why am I talking about it?
No case here. There's no evidence of anything. Now, these attacks on Erica by Candace and by everyone else engaged in this campaign are wrong. Deeply, desperately wrong. Wrong.
Satan's little season. Yeah, your kooky conspiracy.
They are wrong morally because they are wrong factually. The whole crux of the matter here is not just that Erica is a grieving widow, but that she is innocent of the accusations that are being made or implied against her. So the innuendos about...
Ashes from Alexandria says, get edumacated, huh? Look at this bizarre deflections. People, oh, why talk about Tucker? Hey, what are we talking about Tucker for? Look at this deflection. These guys know what they're doing. This isn't just being stupid. Yeah, go watch Stu Peters or Alex Jones or Candace if you want to do the kook shit. Thank you, See Through It All. Look at this deflection.
Very important to understand, it is not a Jewish lobby. And it is not a Jewish lobby because many Jews don't care much about Israel, and many Jews are opposed to what Israel or the Israel lobby is doing.
Oh, dude, thanks, Grandpa. Great fucking logic there. So even though AIPAC is all Jews and all about Israel, dude got the call. Because some Jews supposedly don't like Israel, that means AIPAC's not Jewish anymore? Come on. It's not Jews because it's not every Jew.
Including many religious Jews, Torah Jews, sincere.
Oh, the good, sincere Torah Jews. They're so anti-Zionist. Yeah, like the fringe vocal minority that are still Zionist. What? All they're doing is, it's actually not even Jews. They're fake Jews. They're Khazarians. It's Talmud only. It's not the Torah. Every time the deflection. Oh, the two big Russia shills also deflecting away from Jewish lobbies now. Torah Jews. Yeah, the Torah Jews, the good Jews, right?
Sincerely Jewish Jews disagree. I know some, so I know.
Absolutely. There are a large number of Jews who are anti-Zionists.
Large number. Percentage-wise, how many religious Jews are anti-Zionist percentage-wise. And assuming it's 15%, which I think is high, definitely not that. So you're telling me 85% of Jews are pro-Zionist, but we're going to say, oh, well, it's not Jewish, though, because it's only 85%.
Covering Candace is important as she is the only podcaster I know has been mentioned at my job. She has huge normie influence.
You know what's interesting, too, is there was a while, a couple years ago, where my wife, who never really even watches YouTube videos, she was getting all these Candace videos suggested to her. And it wasn't from me. It was her account that I'm never on. So because it's only 85% of Jews that are pro-Zion, which it's not, it's like 90+% of Jews are pro-Zionist, they're going to say it's not even Jewish. In fact, the problem with Israel is they're not even Jews and they're not even religious enough. Bibi needs to be more Jewish. That's the problem. See, these guys are doing more harm than good. They're gatekeeping. They're misdirecting. They're Judas goats. They're fucking frauds. And they're the ones with the astroturfing and the botting and the psyoping.
Right? Yeah. So very important to understand, it is not a Jewish lobby. And it is not a Jewish lobby because many Jews don't care much about Israel.
Dude.
And many Jews.
So because every Jew doesn't agree on something, it makes a group that's all Jews, not Jewish. Wow.
Are opposed to
this is Mersheimer, by the way. They're all Mersheimer, Scott Ritter, Napolitano, Jeffrey Sachs, Scott Ritter. I think I said that already. They're all in this pro-Russia circle of controlled opposition to Zionist talking points. Like this. Speaking of anti-Zionist Jews, See Through It All had a clip of that. Here it is. Only difference between Zionist Jews and anti-Zionist Jews is that the anti-Zionist Jews believe the Messiah will come before returning to the land. Also, these guys, they call them Torah Jews. This guy believes in the Talmud. He's not a Torah-only Jew. He's a Talmud Jew also. Oh, God, this voice. Toothless little...
An interesting question I want to ask is that a lot of people have been asking me to ask this question because Rabbi Dovoid West, he mentioned the last time, see, it all comes, Christian, Jews and Muslims. Christians are, of course, waiting for the second Messiah. They believe Jesus was the first Messiah and they're waiting for the second coming. Muslims are mainly waiting for the second coming of Jesus physically. I was discussing with Rabbi earlier, Sofre, that from us, we are Muslims, Ahmadiyya community, we believe that Messiah already came in metaphorical terms. But in terms of the belief of your group amongst Judaism, people are asking me to find out more because it essentially comes down to you believe that Palestine, Israel should only be, the exile should be finished when the Messiah comes. But within different religions, there's different beliefs. Some religions have very violent belief that when the Messiah or Mahdi comes, he will forcibly convert people, etc., etc. And then other people have different beliefs. So what is your belief about the coming of the Messiah linked with the finishing of the exile in Israel? How would you explain this?
Yeah, well, look, I will try to explain it, and then I will give it over for the rabbi. He's spoke already about it, and he will explain it better than me. However,
see, all the Russia-connected anti-Israel people, they all promote this Nutra Karta group, and they go, Zionism's not Judaism, and Apex not Jewish, and the Zionism's not Judaism thing is the one that kills me the most. And not all Jews agree. And they're from Poland and they're white and it's white settler colonialism. It's all deflections.
If you're speaking about the coming of Messiah, yes, we have.
Hey, listen, Ahauchik, the guy talking about Satan's little season, if I see one more post about that stupid bullshit, you're banned, all right?
Dangerous chemicals seeping into her scalp and into her brain to keep that hair straight every day. For the record, I'm happy Candace is calling out Eric Kirk.
Well, if you want to hitch your wagon to the Candace train, that's on you, dude.
To know what is that Messiah. We cannot say the coming of Messiah just make a Messiah up in your mind, and then you criticize that. I don't speak to you personally, understand? If you want to know what Messiah is, you have to look in the books of the prophets. What means that?
See, they're just waiting for their Messiah to come first, and then they want to return to the land and rule the world with the Messiah.
Messiah will not be another Netanyahu. Messiah will not be somebody what come with a power and say, I'm the king, everybody my slave, who is not my slave, I will kill them. It's completely not the case. In our scriptures, Messiah means a righteous person, what he coming down, he will be a prophet, and he will bring much spiritual all over the world in the heart of our people. He will not come with the power of muscles, of physical power.
It says he rules with a rod of iron. That's what it says about the Messiah. Rules with a rod of iron.
He will come with the power of spiritual, not to take over the world. He will take over the world when he will go into the heart of people, taking over all the heart of all the people together.
All the Goyim will want to be slaves in Shabbos Goy Noah hides, worshiping the Messiah.
To save the same God. It's
rod of iron of love.
At that time, when Messiah will come, all the people together will serve the same God in harmony, in peace, willingly, all of us together. This is our belief in Messiah. Give a look in our scriptures.
Dude, this is what every normal rabbi says, though.
Messiah is described.
What is he? Why is he saying this as if this is different from regular Orthodox Judaism? And they're a small fringe percentage. It's like he's the equivalent of the e-crusader on the internet pointing to all the establishment churches, major denominations, and saying they're not real Christians. That's the same thing.
As uni v'roicha v'lachamor. Uni v'roicha v'lachamor means a poor man.
Oh, here's the little season guy.
Rumble. I'm just here to be entertained, Adam. I already know the truth.
Sure you do.
And me for asking you to ask what Christians don't want to be asked about more than Christ's ethnicity.
Oh my God. Yeah, they're so scared. The Christians are so scared of your little season Satan theory.
Coming on a white donkey.
Bro, we don't believe in prophecies. Does that register with you? Prophecies are mind control. Why are you spreading Jewish mind control in my chat? How about another super chat explaining why it matters to us if we don't believe in prophecy, this little Satan theory? How about that?
We don't understand what it is exactly because there are no donkeys today.
Jack the Cripper sent $5 on Rumble. Look at that repulsive physiognomy. It is our instinct to be repulsed by such creatures. Isn't it a wonder our villains in books look just like these creeps?
No, he's one of the good ones. This is a base Torah only Jew, I'm told. You see, APEC and ADL and Chabad Lubavitch, none of them are Jewish because this guy claims that they don't rule the world until the Messiah comes.
Thunderstorm 9 sent $5 on Rumble. Rabbi Drythroatstein needs a glass of water.
Yeah, he does. Oh, they always talk like that.
Like many prophecies, what we will understand when it will happen. We can't put it in exactly into the situation.
We can't talk prophecies.
However, what is the description of Messiah?
I don't know why do they all talk like that? What's with the voice?
Oh man, coming on a white donkey.
Do they do it on purpose?
I Hoach sent $5 on Rumble. But they aren't prophecy anymore if they're history and not prophecy. Make them think and prove you as a non-believer wrong, Adam.
Oh my God, go away, dude.
Rabbi.
Yeah, why am I covering this, Rabbi? Who cares? You're right.
Applied for my Jewish rod goyim.
Rabbi Toothless, tunnel voice. Yeah, exactly. Why even talk about this, Rabbi? Why even talk about Tucker and Mersheimer saying these are the good true Jews and Orthodox and Chabad are just wonderful and it's only the secular Jews that are bad? Why not? Hey, why, Adam? Why are you even talking about Chabad? Why even talk about the Bible? Why even talk about Christians? What are we even doing here? Just come on, Adam.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. It doesn't matter.
a strong man. He will take over the world. He will kill everybody.
Tunnel dust.
You're saying it's a peaceful. He will come peaceful.
Not only peaceful, he will come with the power of spiritual in the heart of people. He will not kill. He will not come to take over the world.
_Kang sent $5 on Rumble. I think we can get a sense of what they believe in terms of prophecy, but it's clearly not divine if they are things that humans can fulfill.
Yeah. I love how he just keeps talking like, oh, little season, you won't cover little season. Tell me why it's important, dude. How is it relevant to anything that we're talking about here? Can you do that?
He will tear the heart over of people. And all of us will serve the same God in harmony and peace. We will not be on two sides of the fence. We will be on the same side of the fence. Together, we will serve.
I can't handle anymore. Sorry. 10 minutes of him is too much. Sorry.
Trying to dominate. They're wanted to.
And Sneeko goes, they're not bothering anybody.
Yeah.
No one's there. They're in the park. It's at night. They're not bothering anybody. They're just hanging out.
He's talking about Muslims praying at the park. He called it. Finally, oh, who would have thought checking in on the Abrahamic alliance? Who would have thought that the Muslim-Christian alliance wouldn't work out? Who could have ever imagined? No, they kind of wreck each other.
Okay, so is he pro?
They're both right on some things, and they're both wrong on some things. They're both just mogged by me because they're both fighting over which flavor of Judaism is best.
Like, is he for that? Do you want people to be harassed that are praying? It's like the response from the prayer in Times Square is so funny because it's like they keep saying, and they're just
support Sneeko.
Standing there.
Sneeko's standing for Candace real hard too. And he's doing the Zionism's not Judaism, and God gave the Jews the Torah. He's doing the Antichrist is going to come, and we just got to trust the plan. The prophecies say we win, so why even fight? He's doing it all. Noahide Sneeko doing it all.
Praying menacingly. It's a call. They're trying to dominate. They're wanted to conquer. It's literally just like praying side by side. And you know what Nick Fuentes didn't talk about? Hey, Nick.
In the middle of town square? You're trying to flaunt it and show your power, show that you're asserting your authority.
How come you didn't talk about the fact that the next day in the same exact place in Times Square, Jews not only had more people, but bought the TV ad space to broadcast the coming of the Antichrist? Why didn't you say a word about that? The next day.
Dude, Nick has talked about fucking Chabad and there we want Moshiach now shit. What are you talking about? Why don't you ever talk about Jews? What is this whataboutism? Screw all your stupid messianic cults. Your foreign desert cults.
The Jews take over Times Square with more police, all the TV screens, chanting, "We want Mashiach now." And the Mashiach is the false Messiah. In Christian and Islamic eschatology, we believe in the same thing. That the
false Messiah
is the Antichrist. The Antichrist is the Jewish Messiah. Why didn't you say a word about that? You have all
He's pro-Antichrist.
This energy mad that people are quietly praying standing side by side. But when there's a rave party the next day, celebrating the coming of the person who rejected Jesus, literally the antithesis to what you believe is God, you don't say a word. Muslims go there, we say, Jesus is the Messiah. Jesus is the prophet. We love and respect Jesus. Whites and Christians. Jews come the next day.
Yeah, we're just supposed to let in all the Muslim. We're supposed to let the Muslims just invade and take over because they love Jesus. Yeah, good one, Sneeko.
Celebrating the Antichrist, not a peep.
Sneeko, yeah. Nobody's ever talked about the Messiah. You keep calling him the Antichrist too. That means you need the Antichrist. This faux opposition to the Antichrist, you basically worship the Antichrist. Your Messiah is not going to return and your prophecies aren't going to unfold without the Jews and their Messiah Antichrist. This is just a charade. This is a ruse that you're running through. Why even talk about Sneeko, though? He's not important. Nick and Sneeko, nothing matters. Sneeko sucks. Deport Sneeko. Noahide Sneeko.
Halalko lives in Manchester. I don't get it. Halalko lives in, where does he live? Birmingham? Birmingham? Why are you guys there? The UK's a Christian nation. It's literally a Muslim country now. London's a shithole. That's beautiful over here. I don't get it. Like, you're like, oh, I'm from the UK. I live in Derby. What the f*** in Manchester? I don't get it. Halalko lives in, like, literally a Muslim country now. It's literally a Muslim country now.
England is literally a Muslim country now. Oh, but they're no threat. Hey, but they like Jesus too. Oh, they're just praying, taking over downtown Times Square. Oh, but what does it matter? Because the Jews want a Moshiach too. Oh my God, dude. This Abrahamic fatigue, man.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Cortisol spiked. I was just thinking cortisol spiked. I need to get like a heart rate monitor or something. That'll be funny. I'll get like an Apple Watch or a Fitbit, and I'll be like, guys, we're at 110 heart rate. Got to settle it down. Too much coffee. That'll be funny. I'll be like, look, guys, these Jews and spiritual Jews are gonna give me a heart attack.
Because we believe instead of wasting that time getting mad about other people.
And then you know what Sneeko says when you call him out? He goes, you're right, we are Muslim, and we did just pray in New York, and we are, so which is it?
So what it is that you shouldn't be harassed for praying. That's what it is. Is that really hard to comprehend? Is that people praying in an area that's legal, sanctioned by the police. It's like, you're not a patriot if you disturb that. You know what like Christians will do more commonly now? They will like yell, America! The Puerto Rican guy going, Trump, America, God bless Trump, Christ is king. And then at the Muslims praying in the park, Christ is king, Christ is king. They'll yell at Muslims more than they'll spend any time praying for their own faith. When do you see Muslims in public harassing other faiths? You don't see it. Jews spit on Christians in Israel. Muslims, we pray. Because we believe instead of wasting that time getting mad about other people and cortisol spiking over people praying, it's a better use to just use your time praying.
Hoch wants to pay $1,000 for you to embarrass him. I, for one, would like to see it.
Yeah, your full preterism nonsense. Yeah, dude, God created the world and he put Satan in charge. It's his season, bro. Season 1 was Yahweh. Season 2 is Satan, bro. God put him in charge of the world for 1,000 years, dude. It's actually it's all fake. I'll take $1,000 to tell you prophecies are fake and Jewish. Oh, I just want you to speak out to wake up the Christians. Dude, you go spurg at the Christians. It's like the Gnostics or the Christian identity. Like, why won't Adam debate me? Go debate some Christ brains that already believe your book. You can't even win them over. Real World Jesus Edition, Season Satan.
Why don't you do that? Getting mad at us. Dude, just pray yourself. But you won't. But you won't.
You could pray too.
Reason for that hate. There are some Christians who don't love Israel and don't love the Jews, and it's hard for me to think of them as Christians. Or at least it's hard for me not to think that they're missing something central, utter.
Satan seasoning with extra barbecue sauce. That's a good one, Thunderstorm. Thunderstorm's got all the jokes today.
Really central to their faith. And in speaking about my Bonhoeffer book to so many Jewish groups, I always wanted to explain, you have to understand something. There are many Christians who are not actually Christians, they're Gentiles. They're pagan Gentiles, but they call themselves Christians because they say, well, I'm not.
See, when a Jew or a kosher Zionist wants to attack Christians, he calls them pagans.
Not a Jew,
that should be a little indication, a little wake-up call. Do the math of what they actually fear, what is actual opposition to Jew. Pagan means not Jewish. Look at this. He has Hitler was very cool, the Fuentes quote.
An atheist, funny. Oh, I guess I'm a Christian. They're not Christians. They're just Gentiles.
See, not real Christians, like I always say. You claim John Hagee and Kufi and Zionist and Orthodox, whatever, isn't a real Christian. And then they're the ones with all the power say, you're not a real Christian. You're the heretic. And all that matters, because none of you are real, all that matters is who actually has the power. And these guys aren't giving up their power. They're going to crush you. You're going to be their villain. They're going to make an example out of. You're just going to discredit the opposition and mobilize them to be even more defenders of the Jews.
If you're a Christian, if you love Jesus, if you love the Bible, you love the people of God, you love the Jews. It's pretty basic. I mean, you can almost reason your way from the negative. You say, people throughout history have despised the Jews. Can you explain that?
Yes.
Now, if your reason for that hatred is that, yeah, because the Jews are uniquely awful, then I know you're an anti-Semite motivated by the devil, okay? So other than that, what are we talking about? In other words, it proves to me.
Joel Webbin's church has 10 people. I saw his little church get together. It was pitiful.
Hatred of the Jews throughout history, ladies and gentlemen, is a hatred of the God of the Jews.
Hating Jews is hating God. It's blasphemy to hate Jews. It's blasphemy to not agree Jews were chosen. You're Amalek if you don't believe in Jewish prophecy and worship Yahweh.
It is nothing less.
Adam, why are you? Hey, he's a white Christian, Adam. Why are you picking on him? Why even talk about these guys?
It is so irrational that you have to say, what am I missing here? Now, if you don't believe in God,
Burger
Kings
spent $5 on Rumble. I think black-pilled is on the verge of being green-pilled.
Oh yeah.
I did a stream fairly recently about a Jewish couple who used Christianity to establish a cult.
Yep. Yeah, we've known Devin. I mean, did you see me and Devin on with the Backlash with Blonde and Dave Riley? Or even the last time that Devin's gone even more mask off since the last time he was on the show. I do need to get him back on. Dude, I'm so bad, you guys. I'll ask people all the time, like, hey, let's do a show. I'll have you on. I've got like 15 people that I told I'd have on the show, and I just haven't even booked it with them. But yeah, I do want to do another one with Devin, Henrik too, Mark Collette.
God, you're going to have a problem understanding this. But when you really recognize it, when we think of the horror of the Holocaust, and no wonder people want to minimize it, because it's the greatest example in the history of the world of the specialness of the Jews, that the devil would hate them so much that he would attack them like that. That to me proves that they're special to God. Nothing could be clearer than that. So to me, that's the shibboleth. If you really want to know if somebody is truly a Christian, they will have a love of Israel and the Jewish people. And we could spend a lot of time talking about why, but we don't have the time. Some people have said it. What we're talking about now is a hatred of God. It's a hatred of the West. What is the West? The West, speaking as a proud Greek, what does Athens have to do with Jerusalem? That question, you flip it. Athens and Jerusalem have everything to do with each other. We're talking about the West. We're talking about something sacred and glorious. The Islamo-fascists are at war with the West. But I'll say it again.
But the rabbis, and you're not going to say nothing about the rabbis and their prophetic fantasies about Edom in the West, though. Of course not. The fact that this could be so thoroughly exposed with hours and hours of clips of rabbis posting themselves all over the internet fantasizing about the destruction of the West, and then these influencers are still able to get up here and gaslight and talk about, we're the defenders of the West. The West would fall without us. You would have no Western civilization without the Jews. Crazy.
Ultimately, it is a war with God himself. These are sacred things. And everything in the West, every good thing in the West has its roots
in the Jews.
Israel, in the God of the Jews, in the Bible. And in my book on the revolution, I recognize what I really...
And all these tag idiots, all these ortho bros, all these Jay Dyerites, when they argue tag and they argue we'd have no morals and objective truth or transcendentals without Jewish God from the Bible, they are reinforcing this false narrative. Taggets. Yeah, that's what we call them, taggets. Dude, do I not look like I could totally be the patriarch of the church? Bro. Next Halloween costume right here. Aura. I don't know if I've ever seen myself with so much aura. LARPing like a Pharisee. See, this is LARPing. This is Jewish Pharisee wizard high priest LARPing. Based ortho Adam. Hey, can I get on Rogan now? If I wear this funny hat, this funny robe, Bene Gesserit shit, Jesus Max. Yeah, dude, this will be my next book. From pagan to ortho, bro. Ortho mog, yeah, mogging orthos. Yeah, I finally have a coherent worldview. My presuppositions are finally grounded and justified, thanks to this cool napkin I'm wearing around my head. Oh, that's funny.
We never saw before.
Dugan Maxing.
But our country is, for the first time, as they established it, and all of the founders knew this, John Adams and Samuel Adams, they all knew this, the Boston Puritans, that this was a reestablishment of the Sinai covenant.
Worldview is finally coherent.
We will have no king, but God will be our sovereign.
Wizard Maxing.
We will look to him directly. We will have self-government where we look to God directly. Can it be done in history? It was done at the Sinai covenant, and we reestablished that. So the connection between America and the Jews is unmistakable, inescapable. It is everything we talk about in the West, every good thing that every secularist and every liberal would say, well, I like this and I like that, and we're against slavery and I agree with this and I'm anti.
I'll be like, does your temple liturgy even do it just like the way they did in the Jewish temple? If you drink the magic Jewish blood of the ultimate Jew, then you become a spiritual Jew and a spiritual Semite. And it's all just like Noahides and like the covenant of Noah for the Gentiles, to like all the nations to burn incense to the Jewish God. And like salvation is of the Jews. Actually, I have like a master's degree in philosophy. You don't even know like philosophy 101. Worldview grounded. Fallacy. Wait, that's a fallacy. Fallacy is a real fallacy, by the way. When you call everything a fallacy.
Erases when you say, okay, good. Show me where you get those ideas. Show me the roots of those ideas. The roots of those ideas are in the Jewish Bible.
Logic accounted for.
Inescapable. And so
logic maxing.
Spiritual war between good and evil, and it is because of the devil's hatred of those whom God loves that we're seeing the anti-Semitism now. So now that we know what it is, by the grace of God, we will pray and we will fight against it, and God will, as he always does, prevail. God bless you.
See, trying to oppose Jews from a Christian standpoint, and you're mobilizing all of the Christian masses and institutions, all of their power and force turned against you because you're hating God's chosen people in the name of Jesus.
Europe with the immigration, there's
Carrie Ray. I think See Through It All has the hots for this girl. See Through It All, what's up with you, girl? You're always clipping this girl. Are you gooning See Through It All? What's going on? Did we lose you to the Khazar Milker, See Through It All? I've seen a lot of clips from this girl. I wouldn't even know who this girl was if it wasn't for See Through It All. What's going on here, dude? Secret crush? Something you want to tell us? You trying to risk it all, See Through It All? Why are we seeing so much of this girl?
Lucas Gage sent
Lucas
$5.
Gage, is that the real one?
Heard the tab argument? The transcendental argument for Baal. How does your atheist worldview account for usury and child sacrifice without being grounded in a disembodied eternal mind?
Yeah, dude. Tag proves Baal. Goon Through It All. Yeah, new name. Goon Through It All. What's up, Lucas?
Comes from the Bible? Is this guy retarded or lame?
Did he say that? Yeah, dude. They just gaslight everything. Oh, See Through It All's mad. He says, bullshit! Chris clipped her first. She's big in Christian Zio circles. Sure, bro. It's okay. We can all have our dirty little secrets. See Through It All. Goon Through It All. Who's Chris? Chris Menahan clipped her first. Okay. Just messing with you, see through it all, dude. Don't worry.
In terms of the future of
right
Jews,
maybe I'm just projecting.
Some more religious.
W. Lucas Gage. Lucas Gage is green pilled now. He finally came to terms and realized that No More News was right.
Jews that I've
welcome aboard, Lucas.
It's part of our destiny, our biblical destiny, to all end up in Israel. So they feel like this is all by design, and what's happening in the United States as both parties seem to be getting captured by anti-Semitism, that this is, the point of this is to bring Jews to Israel.
It just means that
if you really want to defeat the Jews, this is see through it all. You just got to take all their beautiful women. Take all their beautiful women, convert them away from Judaism. That's what the rabbis fear most. If the rabbis saw all the Jewish girls in my DMs sliding into my DMs, nothing would make them seethe worse than that. See through it all. Seethe through it all. That's funny.
New Yorker in exile sent $5. The idea of God needs to be rescued from Abrahamic nonsense. The Jew kidnapped God so long ago. More power than many nuclear bombs.
True New Yorker in exile. That is true. Seethe through it all. Has anybody ever called you that? See through it all? Need more Amalek. You're not down? Come on, dude. It's Operations Khazar Milkers. Operation Infiltrate Khazar. Guys, just so you know, because the haters will try to take this out of context, that I'm serious. I'm joking. They do say assimilation is their worst fear. Nothing would make rabbis seethe more than their Jewish daughters marrying off to Aryan men. That is true, though. But I'm already taken, so it's not in my cards. You guys can maybe save the white race by taking out all the yentas.
Thank God Israel exists. We have
new strategy.
We have that luxury.
See through it all, yeah.
And
of course the Christ brains couldn't think of that one, huh? See through it all. I do see through it all. I cortisol max through it all, actually.
We had that luxury for a couple of generations. So,
and in a way, we're privileged than a lot of other
Goth Khazar witches.
If you look at, for example, what's going on in Western Europe with the immigration, there's a lot of good faith Europeans who feel like their countries, their democracies are about to fall, and they don't know where else they're going to go. But we always have Israel as, a safe haven.
Yeah.
You're for it, Groper? Where's Ben Shapiro's sister? She's taken. What a soundbite from Seethe Through It All. Let's see. Let's seethe over this clip from Tovia Singer. Tovia would really seethe seeing a bunch of Jewish girls. Adam's goon maxing.
$5 on Rumble. Adam is goon maxing.
No, I'm just joking.
The Messianic Age is all about the immediate recognition of the non-Jews that the God of the Jewish people is the only true God and there's no one else. If you don't understand that, then you unfortunately don't understand the Messianic Age. The Messianic Age is that the nations of the world immediately go, I realize I made a terrible mistake. And they will turn to the Jews and say, teach us about Hashem. So Christianity, rather than the other ancient religions, is perfect for this. Why? Because the default baseline of Christianity is Judaism. I want to just use words that you may be more familiar with.
No such thing as Judeo-Christianity. We didn't come from Judaism. Didn't it start in synagogues? Yeah. Dude.
All Christians believe that prior to the crucifixion, the only true religion of the world was Judaism, and it was Pharisaic Judaism. I mean, the claim of the church is that the fact Jesus emerged from that world, as did Paul. That's the claim of the church, right? So that means that if you asked any Christian, Prior to the cross, prior to the crucifixion, there were many religions in the world, many religions that was strewn all over the Fertile Crescent and way beyond. Which one of them was the true religion? Every Christian would have to say that of Pharisaic Judaism, meaning Orthodox Judaism, that's just a modern term, means the same exact thing, was until that point the only true religion. So the key is the following. If you believe in Christianity...
Look, by the way, is Lucas still here? Lucas figured out the task. Look at Lucas here with... what's her name again? Scarlett Johansson. See, this is how we win. Is Lucas still here? This is how we win. Right here. Good morning. After talking to Scarlett for a few hours, I must admit she changed my mind about Israel. This is how we have world peace. Israel has a right to defend itself. In fact, it's our duty as Americans to stop the Iranian regime at all costs. I don't care how many of our troops die. I'm Israel Chai. Wow, dude. That must be magic. Dude, he didn't get the call, dude. He got the sheets. He got the That is how they get you? Yeah, she's Jewish. See, Lucas understands the task. See, we got to switch up the strategy. We got to try something new. This should be the new meme. How do we defeat the Jews? By taking all of their women. You really want to make the rabbis mad? Take their women and make them worship foreign gods. Nothing they fear more. Trust me. Facts. Ask any rabbi. Scarlett Johansson, yes. Look at this. 12,000 likes, 1.5 million views. Owen says, will you tell Scarlett I still need some convincing? He even got an Andrew Tate laugh. HT says Christ is king. How it really went. That's funny. I'm Iranian, please bomb us. Oh, look at that one. Ugh. That's really taking one for the team. Whoa. Dude, is Lucas going to run for president in 2028? What's going on here? Miriam Adelson. Epstein file released. Isn't it funny how Lucas just starts trolling and goes crazy viral with trolling? The Goy slop goes into the millions. It does, yeah.
You believe that until the cross...
We should all just start making memes of all the JQ influencers in bed with famous Jewish girls. Trust me, dude. Hashtag Operation Khazar Milkers. Dude, it will bring down Zog like never before.
Judaism was true, so Christians...
You wouldn't sleep with Miriam Adelson to save the white race? What are you, anti-white?
Would happily confess that Judaism was the default baseline, and then Christianity became the fulfillment of Judaism, but that's where it changed. If Jesus is not the Messiah, and Christianity, as it turns out,
if any trolls or haters try to attack me over this, you know how bad faith they are.
Jesus is not the Messiah, New Testament is not the Word of God, who then has the truth today? Think. The Christian would have to concede that if the claims of the Christian Bible are false, that means that it would all revert back to Judaism. That's a default baseline. Therefore, from a Christian vantage point, if Jesus is not the Messiah and everything that goes along with that, then nothing changed. And if nothing changed, then Judaism is still the only truth. Therefore, Christianity is the perfect religion to fill the world, to influence the world in the manner that it has all over the world. Why? Because when Mashiach comes, it is that worldview that will be necessary to affect a complete
Odin demands Yenta
of the
Maxing.
non-Jewish world and to immediately recognize that Judaism is the only truth. Conversely, if Christianity had never been invented, if if the New Testament haven't been written, if the religions that existed and flourished prior to Christianity, that existed in the Second Temple period, in the First Temple period, the Canaanite religions, all these pagan, pantheistic, or like Greek kind of religions, the henotheisms, then no one know what's a Messiah. Let me just make
no Fuente and Groper. No, the Jewishness will not pass to the children. We steal all the Jewish women. They will call it genocide. Jews would call this a genocidal agenda, by the way. Trust me, they would. Nothing they hate more than assimilation. No, there will be no circumcision of the boys. There will be no yeshiva classes for the girls. They don't do yeshiva class, huh? There will be no Jewish nothing for the kids. They will be replaced in one generation with Operation Yenta Maxing.
this easy for you.
Laura Loomer? Yeah, who's going to sleep with Laura Loomer to save the white race? That's the question. That is the greatest soldier, the greatest sacrifice, the Laura Loomer.
The viewer. The word Christ meant nothing to the ancient world. The word Messiah didn't mean, there was just nothing like it. Like, what do you mean? I know today that word is used, but that meant nothing. It meant zero. You got that? Christianity is essential for the redemptive process. However, Hashem wouldn't allow the Christians to have Shabbos. Can't be. That's only for the Jews. So the Almighty moved the minds of the early Christians to move the whole Sabbath thing to Sunday. It's not in the Christian Bible. It's an innovation by people like Ignatius. And that's so Exodus 31, the promise there that Shabbos is only between God and...
Never seen Tanakh spelled like that before. It's like HK usually. You would be Eskimo brothers with Trump too, yeah. Rabbi Kessin says Christianity has done a great service to the Jews. The type of clips that Christians will never show you what rabbis actually say about Jesus.
There's another idea.
Hey, why even show them what the rabbis think about anything? Who cares what the rabbis say? Who cares what the rabbis believe?
Which is also very important. What is that idea?
Guys, there's way more of us than there is of them. We can assimilate them away. One generation, they could all disappear. Think about it.
It's the task of the Jewish people to bring the redemption, to do the tikkun. Tikkun means to bring God back into the universe. How? By doing the mitzvahs, by glorifying the name of God, worshiping Him, serving Him, right? And trying to spread this to mankind.
Hey, need more Amalek? You better shut the fuck up, dude. Never see Adam talk about Jews, only Christians. Yeah, dude. Notoriously, Adam Green never talks about Jews. Tell it to the ADL. Yeah, dude. You only talked about Christians. Sure, they're Jewish and all. Sure, they're spiritual Jews and believe a Jewish Messiah, but he never talks about Jews. Yeah, okay, bro. And Michael Jackson didn't play basketball. I'm sorry, Michael Jordan didn't play basketball. Michael Jackson wasn't a pop star.
That's what it's really all about. Where the Jews are the agent that brings this to mankind. You see, what happens if they don't do it? So then God assigns somebody else, or He takes over. Because in the end, what God wants is to come out in the face of all humanity and show the world, Echad, I am one. There is no other power besides me. And everything that happens is basically my desire and my doing. If we don't do it, guess what? He's going to do it himself. Now, there's an interesting Rambam. One of the illustrations of this is the Rambam says that it's our job to promote the Echad, the oneness of God, the Yichud, right? That's what the Jewish job is. The Jews have to, in some way, serve as a model for this. But the Jews were not doing it. So the Rambam, the great Maimonides, says, since the Jews were not doing it, he gave it to another nation. That part. What nation is that? Christianity. There's a Rambam. In other words, Christianity in that respect only now promoted a religion that, even though it's a trinity, obviously, obviously they're like three better than one, but at least it's not paganism. Paganism can have 48 deities.
Hey, Christianity, at least it's not paganism. That's a good soundbite. I got other ones that say the same thing too. Christianity, it's not so bad. At least it's not paganism. And then there's these idiot Christians online saying all the Zionist Christians call the anti-Jewish Christians pagans. Dude, what else do you need to see? Adam, there's nothing more Jewish than rejecting Jesus. Alex is off. Yeah, checkmate. Checkmate. At least they're not pagans. Christians, they worship the Jewish God and believe in Jewish prophecies. At least they're not pagan heathens worshiping their white gods. Yeah, you believe the rabbis? Exactly. Adam never talks about rabbis, but when he talks about what they actually say, they accuse me of believing them. Who else am I supposed to cite to tell you what rabbis believe? Jews want you to Christ Max. They do. Moshiach Max. You don't worship a Jew. You're a Jew. Thank you, Spec Cops. Never get tired of hearing that one.
Another nation. That part. What nation is that? Christianity. There's a Rambam. In other words, Christianity in that respect only now promoted a religion that, even though it's a trinity, obviously they're like three better than one, but at least it's not paganism. Paganism can have 48 deities. You see? So the concept of a Messiah, or the concept of a relative oneness,
hashtag believe all rabbis,
redemption, now became the mission of the Christians. It's amazing.
Hey, Adam exposing rabbis in rabbi clips? Pretty Jewish to expose rabbis. Nothing more Jewish than exposing Judaism.
Jews don't have this mission.
And all its spin-offs.
While they're not doing it, the Rosham says, hey, I got to get it out there. That's why all of a sudden it's interesting. Christians, they're famous for their missionaries. They're all over the place. Why? Because in a certain sense, the Rosham is using them to promote, right? The singularity of God, basically, right? That there is a redemption. That there's an accountability, right? There's the reward and punishment, right? And that's, of course, in their Christian testament and so on, So he gave it to the Christians, you see?
Gave it to the Christians to spread Moshiachism across the world. You know what? I missed this too. I should have played this with the Candace section. None of you are donating Super Chats, so we're going to play some more Candace until we get things figured out. Here's Candace's bombshell dirt on Erica yesterday. She literally goes, her uncles, cousins, mothers, nephews, janitors, plumbers. Watch this. Talk about 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Erica is telling the truth about her paternity. Then Nicole Rothstein, I want you to understand who this would be to her. Nicole Rothstein, it's going to sound ridiculous, but this is the reality.
Oh, yeah. It's going to sound ridiculous, but it's totally real.
If Erica's telling the truth. Nicole Rothstein would be Erica's father's, sister's, husband's, previous wife's daughter's daughter. In other words, zero blood relation, not even kind of related, kind of crazy. You would even call each other cousins. People do that. It's cool. It's my cousin. It's my cousin. Okay, cool.
Oh, nobody ever calls somebody a cousin or an uncle when they're not actually blood related. That's unheard of. Oh, my God. This will sound ridiculous. Then you know it's going to be bad. This clip has all the Christian cope rolled into one.
Not Abraham.
This guy's the worst.
But you're telling me it belongs to Abraham's descendants. A convert is not an Abrahamic descendant. But I'll do you better. According to the New Testament, those who convert and embrace Jesus Christ, the Lord, and are born of his Spirit, are one with him, and now they are the true seed of Abraham. That means, if I follow your logic, Israel belongs to the church. Israel belongs to the Christians because they are the true seed of Abraham. Numbnuts, don't you know your Bible? This guy's a theologian?
Dude, nothing more cucked and wannabe Jewish than wanting to be the seed of Abraham, wanting to be grafted in and adopted into Jewish covenants. That elevates and affirms their fake covenants and grants them all of their delusional shit.
And I'll show that to you.
No.
No, they don't. We know that. And I know you're upset. Okay, let's go right here.
Look, do you have...
Yo, Habs.
Sent $10 Christ cuck schoona cuck.
It's true. It's true. The price you pay of being hated by idiots. Oh, I'm sorry. The price you pay of not being idiot is being hated by idiots.
$5 I turned myself into Mashich. I'm Mashich Rick. Lift the dust from my feet.
How about no?
Forget about it.
How about no? I will never bow to you. I'd rather die than bow to Yahweh and Moshiach. I'd rather die than be a Noahide slave.
3 times that God gave this land to this people. And so it is entirely fair for me with respect to ask, what land are you talking about? Because I just read Genesis 15, as I have many times. And that land, I think it says, from the Nile to the Euphrates, which is, once again, basically the entire Middle East. So God gave that land to his people, the Jews, or he didn't. You're saying he did.
Now watch here.
What does that mean? Does Israel have the right to that land? Because you're appealing to Genesis. Yeah. You're saying that's the original deed.
No, I'm blaming.
It would be fine if they took it all.
He's just fine if they took it all, dude. That's such a fail right there that he said that. Such a bluster. Fine if they take it all. They're the Jews. They could have all the world.
Corn Pop sent $5. Can you imagine the fetching you'd hear if you had a Jew broad? You couldn't make one mistake, she'd automatically call you a stupid goy. Also, did you contact Kurt Metzger? He needs to be straightened out.
Dude, I don't think it's gonna happen, man. I don't go to other influencers, go, hey man, will you let me on your show? I've never done that. I never will. Like I said, I need some good, send me clips and timestamps of him saying stuff, and I'll react to it, and then that'll get the ball rolling, maybe.
Yeah, he is one of the worst.
See that? Another guy manifesting. You stinking spiritual bastard son of Satan. I'm not blaming the Jews. I'm blaming these fakes, because the greatest creature is a Jewish woman. Our God became a Jewish man, God in the flesh. So you stupid, slandering dog of Satan.
Oh my God.
You spiritual bastard of Satan. Don't you dare lie and slander us of saying blaming the Jews. So I'm blaming Jesus, who's my God that became Jewish. I'm blaming Mary, a Jewish woman who I consider to be the greatest of all creatures.
Dude, this is Top Christian Apologist, another one. Not white, number one. Hey, stop attacking white people, Adam.
Can you imagine the fetching you'd hear if you had a Jew broad? You couldn't make one mistake, she'd
we already heard that one.
A stupid goy. Also, did you contact Kurt?
She would never call me a goy.
Straightened out.
No, she would never say such a thing. She would call me her Aryan king. That's the only way that any Jewish wife, hypothetical Jewish wife, would ever address me as Aryan king. Viking.
I'm blaming the apostles who are Jews. You son of Satan. That's what you dogs do. You try to then anti-Semitic. It don't work, you stupid.
Oh, this is supposedly a based anti-Christian. Look at him. My God's a Jew. We're the real Jews. Don't be mean to Jews. Come on,
dogs.
Dude.
That's why the next step is to act like Muslims and murder people. Yeah, it doesn't work anymore. Try it on someone else.
It would be fine if they took it all.
What a pussy.
It'd be fine if they took it all. No. Brother, chime in less and don't speak too much. No. You don't know your Bible. Just what I'd say kindly, shut up. It's the promise was given to the seed of Isaac. So been knowing. You ain't knowing much. Just zip the lip and shut up and you'll learn, brother. Anyway.
What a Christ grifter.
Then if the
he gets on all the big podcasts too.
To the New Testament, the physical Jews who reject Jesus have no right to it. You cannot say the spiritual
What do you mean dust orb angels? Who believes in dust orb angels?
descendants have the right to the land, because now you're appealing to the New
Are
Testament.
Scottish Aryans? Of course. Of course. I mean, I don't know if Aryans are real, but if they were, Scottish are definitely Aryans.
He's not really a Jew. He's not a true Jew. He's cut off until he accepts Jesus. Therefore, he just destroyed his argument. Netanyahu has no right to the land. Only Christians do. You can't have your cake and eat it too, buddy.
Good luck with that. Yeah, no, it's actually our land. That'll work great. Oh, we're the true Israel. Yeah, let's see how that works out. See, dude, see what I'm saying? See Through It All has another post of his Jewish girlfriend here.
Many of us have this. The thing about evangelical Christians who genuinely are concerned about the Jewish state and the Jewish people, many of us have this erroneous idea that they are just concerned with the end times scenario. And when you actually talk to them, you realize that for
she on Twitter,
the vast majority of these evangelicals, it has nothing to do with that, their love of Jews and their love of Israel. It has to do with them feeling indebted to global Jewry for their religion. They see Christianity as a continuation of Judaism. They're not replacement theology.
That is so funny. Look at her Twitter. She says, say no to identity politics. All this girl ever does is talk about Jews and her Jewish people. And she says, say no to identity politics. Carrie's Ray. We're going to monitor the situation. See Through It All. I'm going to swoop in and steal her from See Through It All. He's going to be seething hard.
Where they believe that God's covenant,
Rambam derangement
is
syndrome.
now null and void, and it has been replaced with Christianity. And
I like the natural looking nose. She's owning it. It does kind of. She does have a very wide, like flat front nose. I wonder what the side profile looks like, but that maybe she has had some work. You could looks like you could take the slopes down. Who's ready to go skiing down the slopes? We got the Diamond Hill right here.
This is the new Israel. They don't believe that. They believe that in actuality, the covenant.
Cool it with anti-Semitic remarks.
I'm sorry.
And Jews are the chosen people. Chosen for what? To be superior? Absolutely not. Chosen to spread God's word. And so they understand this in a way that they understand this history and this theology in a way that I think that many of us Jews, especially secular Jews, just do not at all. And it lends itself towards them feeling such a connection and a gratitude towards the Jews. And when you meet Christians like Pastor Rob McCoy or so many others that I have
I'll
met,
give you gratitude.
You recognize this. You see that their love for the Jews is just, it's as deep as it really penetrates the soul.
Dude, the love for Jews and Christians penetrates their souls. Straight through the Goyim souls. With the Jew worship. Hilarious. All right, goys and gals. Jewish rabbi. A little redundant there. See Through It All. Jewish rabbi.
$5. No, I mean invite him on your show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good. Duh. Okay, I could do that. Good idea. We'll see what he says. Then when he won't, I'll be like, he's scared. Scared to talk to me? Scared to debate me, bro? Jewish rabbi Spiro lays it out for us.
Into your heart. I get that from a lot of Christian audiences. When the Messiah comes.
We're getting all caught up today. I've had these clips on the back burner ready to cover for like 2 weeks. We're getting all caught up. So much to cover, so little time.
Jewish tradition says there's no conversion to Judaism because anyone who knows about traditional, proper, like Orthodox conversion to Judaism is a lot of commitment. It's a lot of time. And the rabbis who oversee it try and push you. You don't have to do it. We're very generous. We say the righteous of the nations of the world have a place in the world to come. You don't have to be Jewish to go to heaven. It's a very unique idea. Other monotheistic faiths don't share that.
Yeah, they're like, we'll kill you unless you join our religion. And we're like,
or you're a nice guy, but you're going to burn because you got to let him into your heart.
Dude, these idiots, that's what they say. If you're not a Noahide in the Messianic age, if you oppose Jews and Moshiach and their prophecies or their state, you're Amalek, you're destroyed. If the nation that will not worship you shall perish. They're just lying. They go, oh, but you're going to want to believe. You're going to want to worship Moshiach. What, because all the people that didn't want to got killed off, were burnt in the fire of the Esau stubble? Jester maxing. We do a little jester maxing. Autonomous.
From a lot of Christian audiences I speak to.
Yeah, in other words, don't convert and marry our daughters. I'm telling you, dude, there's nothing they fear more.
So they say you don't have to do this. Just keep the 7 Noahide laws, which is Judaism light, kind of like light beer. The big commandments without all.
Kind of like Christianity, Judaism light. Remember we were doing the memes? Judaism light beer was Christianity. Neo-Judaism light.
Jews that have 613 have to keep, and you got it. So to convert, it's a long process. It's difficult. So but the reason why it's difficult and the reason you have to commit to doing the commandments is to show you want the gain for the pain, so to speak. Once the Messiah comes, everyone's going to be, oh, I always wanted to be Jewish. I was thinking of I was going to write in next week to start the process. No, once he comes, it's too late. I always tell my anyone who's thinking of doing it, I say, start the paperwork now. You want to get the process going. But so there's no conversion to Judaism.
These Jewish girls, they come to me. You just when you're an Aryan celebrity, you can just grab them by the seat. They let you. They love it. It's only the men though that wear the.
But there's also no Christianity, no Islam. I mean, it's not being nasty. These are the Christianity and Islam which come from Judaism. Are particularist worldviews, not like paganism, which you swapped gods like baseball cards.
Dude, again, they prefer. Dude, I got to do a little compilation because I have a few of these already. Jews preferring Christianity to paganism, super mix. I'm on it. It's been a while since I've made a mix. I've been letting everybody down. That's what I was saying too. As soon as the book's done, I'm going to make some new edits. I'm busy every night packing up all these books. You see this? You guys bought so many books. Having to sign these and wrap them in bubble and put them in the bag and print the label. It's been keeping me. I've been up. I do like 4 hours every night. Up till midnight shipping you these books. Frantic that you guys ordered 2 weeks ago and I haven't got them out yet because I didn't get my order in. Dude, we could take this Khazar Milker beam to the next level. Turn it into a whole fetish.
Gods. The Romans had their gods. They didn't say your gods don't exist. Maybe our gods are better than yours. Maybe we'll absorb your gods into our gods like the Romans did with the Greek pantheon. But monotheistic faiths are very unique in that it's like Judaism makes a claim. God gave the Torah to Moses at Mount Sinai. There'll never be a prophet like him. Okay, Christianity comes along and says God had a son and the Jews rejected him, so God rejected them and destroyed their temple and exiled them. That's the original Christian claim.
Book merchant.
And the only way to salvation is through belief in him. And Islam says Jews got it wrong.
$20
Christians got.
Are you a capitalist or a socialist? Just curious.
Well, I live in America. It's a capitalist system.
Jack to Cripper sent.
Not trying to do a communist revolution or anything.
Don't just circumcise my heart, Jewish God. Come in it too. Seed of Abraham.
Yeah, dude. Circumcise my heart wiener harder, God. Yeah, no, not a communist. Crazy question, Spartan John. I guess not, though, because I guess there's like national socialists. There's some socialists, but like, I'm not like a super capitalist. I'm not much of an economics guy, to be honest. I don't think all that much about it.
They're wrong. Muhammad is the.
They both can be abused,
and
neither's perfect.
Right, and there'll be no prophets after him. So Judaism is quite nice in that you don't have to. You can, but it can't be, and it's not me being nasty. It can't be as a believing Jew that I think that Jesus is God's son and Muhammad is a prophet. I can't believe that, and I don't believe that Buddhism is right or Hinduism right. these faiths have, all these different faiths have aspects of their faith that can be true. Christianity is a lot closer to Judaism than the ancient paganism of thousands of years ago.
Oh, boom. Add it to the mix. Add it to the mix. Wow.
But
dude, these idiots online, these e-crusaders are like, you pagans are always on the side of the Jews, hating Jesus. Dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Believing in Moshiach and prophecies, you're on the same side as the Jew. Fashy Chad, you notice my left eye wandering off a bit? Yeah, I got some super duper vision. I could see all my monitors. On the basketball court, I was like throwing dimes left and right. I do have a little bit of a wandering eye, actually. You caught me. You caught me.
These religions, when Messiah comes, the smoke clears. What's absolutely true is absolutely clear. There's no more Christianity, no more Islam, no more Buddhism, Hinduism, tree-hugging animism, Jainism, whatever ism there is. So what does the whole world become?
Noahidism.
I once taught this in a class, and a guy yells out, "Slaves to the Jews!"
Oh, gosh.
Yes! Dude, actually, I love how he laughs. He's like, no, not exactly. Wait, hold on. He's talking about his Jewish class. A Jewish student yelled out, "Slaves to the Jews." Ha! They know. There it is.
Taught this in a class, and a guy yells out, "Slaves to the Jews!"
Oh, gosh.
No. Maimonides, this is the exact English quote from Maimonides. He says, "The sages and prophets did not long for the Messianic era in order to rule the world or to subdue the nations, but to be free to pursue Torah and its wisdom. At that time, there'll be no jealousy, no war, no hunger, and no strife. The entire world will be entirely occupied to acquire the knowledge of God, as it says, the world will be full of the knowledge of God as the waters cover the sea." So we just connect all of humanity to God. The rest of the world becomes Noahides. They keep this.
Dude. Hey, why even talk about this, Adam? Why are you even covering rabbis? Pretty Jewish to cover rabbis. I love how I got called an anti-Semitic conspiracy theorist for noticing all the Jews saying this shit.
All of humanity to God. The rest of the world becomes Noahides. They keep the 7 Noahide laws that Judaism light. So that was like a crash course in the job description of the Messiah. Easy stuff, right? Unite the Jewish people, bring them all.
Yeah, I was a baller, dude. You didn't know?
Fight off all
I'm
the
secretly black.
anti-Semites. You build a temple, no problem. The Muslim world will love us, getting rid of the Dome of the Rock, third holiest site for the Sunnis, So I said, if the guy can
Brill vision,
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt about his lineage. Doesn't produce a blood test to show he's.
You're right. This is the shit Nick never shows you. Nick will never show you all of this talk from what the rabbis actually say and believe. He'll lie to you and provide no quote or source and say, the rabbis want us all to be atheist, right? Remember Nick said that? Oh, what a fucking liar. What a total liar. Oh, yeah, the rabbis want you to be atheist. Rabbi Cook said it.
On a throne of lies.
Descended genetically from King David. But the most important thing, Yaakov, to focus on is you don't get the title until you complete the job.
Yeah, you want to know how much of a baller I was? You guys ready for this? It's been a while. Let me Uncle Rico you guys a little bit here. Wow, 2002 to 2010.
Sent $5 on Rumble. Thanks for your answer before. Are you familiar with the term iconoclastic? Judaism's main problem is that it is an iconoclastic religion, Islam too. I never heard you mentioning this.
Judaism's main problem with, your problem with it. Yeah. Anti-idol, anti-icons. Of course. All right, ready. Here's the highlight tape. Hold on. We're going to skip through to the older years a little bit. Look at me dunk on this guy. Oh. Dunking on a 6'9" black guy, no big deal. It's how we do. Another 6'9" black guy, straight to the rim. Tip dunk to win the game. Tomahawk slam dunk. punking, bodying. Such terrible quality on these old videos. Watch this alley-oop. Alley-oop dunk. That's how we do. You thought I was kidding? Mogging. Hoop mogging. Yeah, we did some b-ball maxing. Division 2. Dude, so wet. Look at this. That guy was first team all conference and won dunk.
Hey Adam.
Yeah, that's how we do.
And getting with the big Khazar milkers. We can support black and / or Indian Kangs getting with these Jewish girls.
Better idea. Better idea, actually. Why didn't I think of that? Yeah, played basketball just like Adam Sandler. Yep. Little spin move on the 7-footer. No big deal. Watch this. Backdoor alley-oop over the 7-footer of the best team in the league. All right? Ready? That's how we do. All right. You guys are welcome. Put some respect on the name, and that's why the Christ cook seethed right there. Yeah, you trying to tell me a Jew is dunking on black guys like that? Sorry. 6'4". 6'4", pretty fly for a white guy. Yeah, white guys can jump, actually.
Pretty fly for a wall guy.
Yep. White men can jump. Breaking all the stereotypes. Athlete of the year in my high school, first team all conference in high school, second team all conference in junior college. Also, I was always on like the scholarship honor roll things as well. But I haven't played any basketball at all in like 15 years. Now I only dunk on rabbis.
Copy of it from the Jewish theologian.
Which reminds me, I got to do that AI dunking on rabbi video. I keep forgetting it.
One Kabbalist named Rabbi Moses David Valli from Italy, mid to late 1700s, wrote a manuscript that the Jews were too afraid to publish. And he's known as one of the most profound commentators on the Torah in history. It's written like a gazillion words commentaries.
Okay.
But there's one manuscript they didn't want to, publish. So I got a copy of it from the Jewish Theological Seminary.
Mm-hmm.
And bottom line, here's what he says. Jesus was the Messiah of his generation. Messiah, son of Joseph. Because in Judaism, there's two Messiahs. There's the Messiah, son of Joseph, and the Messiah, son of David. And the Messiah, son of Joseph, always comes first to wage war, spiritual war. Wake up the people, repent. Look
spiritual war on the goyim
within. Stop with your negative behavior. You can bring Messiah Messiah, son of David, which means immortality, Mount Sinai, orgasm, every part of your life, like true bliss, real bliss.
Dude. Fourth quarter, if coach would have just put me in, we would have been state champs. Could have dunked the basketball right over that rabbi. Boy, if coach just put me in fourth quarter, we would have been champs, man. Whole life would have been different. Would have got a scholarship, gotten to the league. Bet you I could have dunked right over that mountain over there.
Okay. And he always dies. If the Jews don't transform.
Sent $5. Damn goy can bowl. I used to play too, just not at that level.
6'4".
How tall are you? I was able to dunk twice, unofficial, at 6'1".
Dude, I was obsessed with dunking since I was like in 6th grade on the low hoops.
Dunking Jews into a volcano sent $5 WBWC Genetics.
I'm not going to confirm nor deny.
I've been, Messiah, son of David, which means immortality, Mount Sinai, orgasm in every part of your life, like true bliss, real bliss.
Orgasm?
And
wait a second, did he just say Moshiach orgasm?
in every part of your life, like true bliss, real bliss. Mount Sinai, orgasm in every part of your life, like true bliss, real.
Dude, is that why Christians love Jesus so much? That's why we call them Christ cucks, because they're married to Jesus. They're the brides of Jesus. And they orgasm at the thought of Jesus. Or they whack off and orgasm and then pray to Jesus for forgiveness. Yeah, actual photo of me dunking. Dude, mogging Jesus. Which way, Western man? Which way?
Real bliss.
Okay. Yeah, but I did so many dunks and dunk attempts. That's why my back is broken.
Adam Odinson. Adam the Aryan dunks on the chimps.
Yeah, longest orgasm ever. Yeah, the Christians have been edging for Jesus for 2,000 years. He's just about to come. Any moment now. Nobody knows the time or place when Jesus finally comes.
And he always dies. If the Jews don't transform, the Messiah, son of Joseph, dies. Rabbi Moses David Valley says that they made up terrible lies about this real teachings of Jesus. And some of those lies are repugnant. And that when we fix those corrections, when we correct those lies, the Jews, but for all people, that's the pathway to bringing back the Messiah.
Okay.
You must share this wisdom.
Okay. So he was, okay. And then the next thing, end days, what does that look like? Just wrap that up for me. Because I've read the end days, like the apocalypse, we're going to burn in a lake of fire, and then there's also talk about immortality.
I think it's the end of Rome.
Yeah, what does it mean to you guys? Because
the end of Edom is the end times. The end of Rome, meaning America. Thank you, Roseanne. Hey, tell us more about the baby-eating Baal worshiper occult Nazis, Roseanne. Come on InfoWars. Tell us all about the secret Satanists and how we all got to believe in Moshiach and worship God and Jewish Jesus together, and Edom is going to be destroyed.
Do you want the end of Rome? Rome is inside the Jew. When the Jews get rid of the negative Rome and Gentile within them, then the Gentiles and Rome in the world will become great, loving people. From our perspective, they got their own work to do, but from our perspective, there's no pointing the finger of blame. Okay? Now, something else from that section of Zohar that deals with the comet. It says, so this haughty king, this haughty leader will rise to power.
Yeah, hey, Roseanne, Rome's not around anymore. What do you mean the end of Rome? She totally fucking knows, see through it all. And she's hailed as like the MAGA queen. She's doing cringe. What's the guy's McDonald, the rapper? What's his name? She's doing cringe videos of that. She's a star on InfoWars. Reawaken America tour. Meanwhile, she's fantasizing about the destruction of the West.
Power in Edom, in the Western Christian world, America, and every rabbi in the world would say America.
$5 how much you want to bet I can throw a rabbi over the mountains?
Tom McGoynald? Yeah, Tom McDonald. Dude, I love that movie. Napoleon Dynamite, so funny. Uncle Rico, hilarious.
Is Edom. And now Trump's been elected president. Every rabbi in the world would say America is Edom.
Oh.
And now Trump's been elected president. And it says the hatred for Israel will grow.
Oh, who else has been saying that? The anti-Semitism will rise in Edom.
And there will be.
And then Edom will be destroyed, like Roseanne said. Perfect. Dude, see through it all, finds all these goods. Look, 45 fucking likes on mine. How many for yours? 78 likes. What's the point of even covering these guys, see through it all? What do you believe, the rabbis?
Kabbalist named Rabbi Moses in the Western Christian world, America, was with the comet. It says, so this haughty king, this haughty leader will rise to power in Edom, in the Western Christian world, America, and every rabbi in the world would say America is Edom.
Oh, Adam, you're just cherry picking. Those aren't real rabbis. I love it. Every rabbi says America is Edom. Oh, dude. For the new mix, that's going to be the best soundbite for it. Game, set, match. Yeah, dude, Amalek, turn on the bots. Where are the bots? 400 people in the chat? Does that seem botted to you? Gosh.
And now Trump's been elected president, and it says the hatred for Israel will grow, and then there will be a cave, but this leader will overpower them all. And when he overpowers them, it will pave the way for Messiah, son of David, to return. Okay? It's there.
Wow. See Through It All finds these absolute bombshell gems, and these Christians won't ever share them. They suppress them. They cover them up. They're complicit. They're accomplices. Oh, my God. Stop talking about Christians, Adam. What about the Jews? Adam never talks about Jews, though. Wow. Wait, we got to leave that one back open. I'm closing these files. I need to be saving all of these. Shit. We should point out that Christianity did essentially defeat the gods of Rome. You guys wanted answers to the Christian question, the pagan question? We're getting them. We got all the receipts. Doesn't get liked because Christians don't even understand it? Probably.
Not for standing against that. And so it was left over from that. And we should point out that Christianity did essentially defeat the gods of Rome eventually. I mean,
dude, see how they celebrate this? And guess who else does?
Anonymous sent $20. How about inviting Charles Giuliani onto your show?
Yeah, he's been on before. Maybe we'll do something again sometime. The Christians say, and thank you for the dono. Appreciate it. The Christians say the same thing. They'll be in our replies like, oh, Jesus conquered your fake pagan gods, your demon gods. Oh, your comic book superhero gods. You want us to believe in Odin and Thor? Right? That's what they'll say. Meanwhile, and then they claim we're with the Jews when all the Jews are saying the exact opposite.
And we should point out that Christianity did essentially defeat the gods of Rome eventually. I mean,
which is the whole goal of Judaism. Here's Rabbi Jonathan Kahn.
A new power goes forth into the world, and the empire of Rome tries to stop it, tries to fight this spiritual power that came from Jerusalem. And so they start persecuting. It's like Rome conquered Jerusalem with weapons, earthly weapons, but now Jerusalem's going to conquer Rome with spiritual weapons.
Christianity and Jesus was a mythological, spiritual weapon. Look, I got a Carrier clip. Even says the same thing. Carrier wants to talk shit. Look at what Carrier said, and not the impossible faith.
Which Rome wasn't violent or the cultural. The violent revolution is always an economic contest of military resources, which Rome would always win, and Rome always did. Therefore, the only rebellion that could succeed was a cultural revolution, which meant a war of ideas. And that
Jesus was a cultural revolution, a war of ideas, Jewish Messiah ideas.
That was a war the rebels could win, so long as they had the better ideas and employed the right tactics on the battlefield of the mind. Such a war still had casualties, martyrs.
Oh, it's battlefield of the mind, but it's not a psyop. It's not a psychological. Christianity was not a psychological operation.
And hardships, persecution. But it was still a war, and like all well-motivated wars, soldiers didn't give up simply because of the prospect of dying or suffering. Indeed, as in any righteous war, dying and suffering is exactly what soldiers are willing to pay for victory.
How about inviting Charles
Violence.
Thank you, Anonymous. Thank you, Anonymous. I already answered that.
They were persecuted for not offering sacrifices to the emperor, for not participating in idolatry. They were martyred for standing against that, and so it was left over from that different church leaders were protesting against the incorporation of Saturnalia, the Saturnalia holiday, the Roman sun worship feast that had been around.
Big Mama!
$20 on Rumble. Smash the goal. Bought 3 of your books so far. Been handing
Thank
them
you,
out.
Big Mama. We just smashed the goal. Thank you, Big Mama. I was a little jealous. I saw you donating to Big Tech last night. I thought that you broke up with me. I was heartbroken. Big Mama is the best. Thank you for hitting the goal. You guys are awesome.
They're nice.
Miss No More News is going to be very happy.
Yeah, baby. Thank y'all. Come again.
Come again tomorrow.
Incorporated.
Actually, tomorrow I'm going to be on with a pagan bro on his YouTube channel midday. I think it's 5 Eastern, I want to say. I'll share the links on the socials.
And trying to be given new Christian dress, so to speak. And it's the 25th of December, which is the culmination of the Saturnalia holiday. It was a longer, I think maybe a week, but the 25th of December was the big day. That was the rebirth of the sun. And they were like, well, you know, we could just link this to passages in the Bible about the sun and incorporate it. So if we've got
Yep, they stole our pagan religions.
Right?
Facts.
The church is trying to culturally make inroads in Europe. And there's a huge festival. There are different festivals, pagan festivals in the Roman Empire and in Europe. And they're saying you don't have to leave all your idolatry behind. You just have to put this within a Christian context. And some of it was brought in. So the 25th of December, we will celebrate the birth of the Son of righteousness. We will say that that is Jesus. And you just need to divert your reverence in a Christian manner. Okay. So we're in Europe. The christening, they are christening, if you will, renaming Saturnalia into the church. Don't any of you have that but it's bringing in, as it reaches the Nordic regions, you start bringing in, so Santa Claus is a marrying of the tradition surrounding Saint Nicholas, who was a saint in the church, the Catholic Church anyway. I'm not into saints in that way. The Protestants aren't really. And then you have bringing in the Nordic gods. So he's actually a mix. I believe it's Wotan, like Wednesday is named after the pagan god. Wotan. It could be
Wotan, bro.
One of those.
Wotan.
Odin, basically, in Sweden. And also gnomes, little house gods. Where I'm from in Sweden, you have little gnomes, like they have little red hats. People put them in their gardens.
Oh, great Odin's raven.
Dude, we're Odin maxing. He's celebrating the Christians conquering Odin.
Now, little.
Like they did on Netflix. Remember, they had the picture of Odin bowing down in sadness and fear, looking at Jesus on the cross.
Statues of these house gods. So those are house gods that are still like even kind of raw idolatry, like in Thailand, where you put food for the house gods. Some people will still, in Nordic regions, the old tradition is to put porridge out for the gnomes, which is basically...
We found a gnome right here.
Gods. So Christmas took on even more, like with Saturnalia, and started adding more traditions. And a lot of Christmas traditions we have are quite modern. But it's one thing's for clear. Biblically, probably Jesus was born around Passover or around Rosh Hashanah Sukkot time, when shepherds would be sleeping outside, still that time period. Wow. Definitely not Christmas time, December 25th. That's for sure.
Owned, mogged again, Christians. Too bad. Wow, 2 hours and 11 minutes. Let's finish this up. We're going to get all caught up. I want to watch this too. Richard C. Miller talking about why can't we just let people play make-believe? This guy's got some really good takes.
Believe these
religious stuff. Exposing the corruption of biblical scholarship, especially. We played these clips before. Let's see.
You know, why is that important? Why can't you let people just play make-believe? Why can't we allow them to just play make-believe? Is it really important that we help people maybe see that what we're dealing with is legend and that they're not like enforcing the idea that it's historical and everyone should believe these things actually happen and proselytize to the world, etc.?
Well, there's a couple things there. One, I am a historian, and so it is my job. I'm not a preacher. I'm not somebody, trying to run a religious society or something. It's my job. That's my intellectual, that's me being moral intellectually, is to tell the truth about these things and to be honest and unbiased as much as I can in presenting these, just like I would any other of these ancient stories. I don't have any confusion over Apollonius, who was, it's competing in cult right next to Christianity for quite a while. It could have won out had the empire not adopted the Christian tradition, but
if only we didn't lose to the Jews.
He also ascends to heaven in those texts. I don't think any historian of antiquity is confused over how to interpret that.
Yeah.
And so, there's that. There's also, I think, now this comes from my other, my concern over mental health. And this is going to sound a little crazy, but I think honestly that our ability cognitively to discern reality from non-reality is a centerpiece to our mental health. And in fact, many of the diagnoses, if you look in the DSM-5 and 4 and those.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I think Christianity should be classified as a mental illness. If you think drinking the blood of a magical Jew that died for you in an ancient sacrifice to save you from Adam and Eve and the snake in the garden, you have a mental illness. If you think Jews have the power of prophecy that can predict the future, that's like a form of paranoid schizophrenia.
In the manual for psychology, psychological
delusions of grandeur
problems. A lot of it comes down to the slippage of the cognitive slippage in that area, the ability, delusion and this sort of thing.
Yeah, delusional, totally delusional.
Religion is somehow kind of a place that's given a license. We're sort of like it's
be mentally
kind of
ill
place for criticism in some ways.
Yep.
Willfully indulging the mind in that slippage, that confusion. You've got somebody that could be in every other respect in their life completely rational, but then when they get over to this particular domain in their thinking,
they lose it.
All the rules go out the window.
Yeah.
And I see that as a problem, not as a solution. I see it as problematic.
Yeah, and this is why Christians, people that have already fallen for Christianity, are clearly susceptible for cons, and they don't care about facts. They don't have discernment. This is what Need More Amalek says. We have to focus on reality. No magical, apocalyptic, fantastical thinking.
They might be
fire clip, see through or Need More Amalek.
We're being irrational about them. They're false comforts.
Yep, dude. I knew he's got the base takes. I told you. W. Richard C. Miller. What else do we have here? I think that's going to do it. That is going to do it for us today. Thank you, everybody, for watching and donating. You guys are amazing.
That's awesome. Thanks, man. Thank you.
Thank you to everybody. You know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, clip, spread the word, sign up for Subscribe Star on the link below. Buy the book if you haven't. If you have, buy another one. Give it to a friend. Give it to your local library. I'm going to be over on YouTube with Gnostic Informant at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. I'm going to be over on YouTube tomorrow with my pagan bro. He's big on Twitter. I'm forgetting his name right now. Orlius, something like that. My apologies for forgetting. I don't have it in front of me. Let's see. Maybe I'll find his name. You'll see it. Arius Press. The Arius Press. That is going to be tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern. So I'll see you guys then. Fun show. As fun as we can make it, at least.
What an idiot. What an idiot.
All right, guys. Good night. Everybody go to the gym, eat some steak, eat some beef jerky. Cortisol, keep the cortisol low. I'll see you guys over with Gnostic Informant on YouTube, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. And if you bought a book and you haven't got it yet, give it a few more days. You should get it soon. I'm still getting the remaining ones shipped out. 8 p.m. Eastern tonight on Gnostic Informant YouTube. All right? You guys be there and support. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.